Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to TGC Tours as I continue to try to qualify for Tour Card. We're here, Season 10, Week 39 at the Myrtle Beach Invitational at Ketchabonic Club. So course details, fairways, greens firm, and green speed is fast. Pretty high up there, 7.7. And the settings for this first round, blue tees. First pin, low wind, everything else is default. So let's jump in and see how things go.
Hello there, my name is John, welcoming you to the event. And let's get right down to business. We are starting with a par 4 first hole. And with that, let's crank this first drive out there and get on our way.
Alright, so for whatever reason, there are several holes on this course, as I've looked at it ahead of time, where I tend to, regardless of how I hit, head off to the right, and this is one of them. I tend to really like that bunker and that hill, so I'm going to try to stay away from it this time. Don't know how successful I'll be, but we'll give it a go.
Alright, let's have a good round today. Have fun out there.
So, nice. Alright,
Well done.
so one of the things I have done per digging around a little bit and then playing probably at least 10 if not 15 rounds this way at this point. I've spent a lot of time on this course, so but frankly it hasn't helped much. Like, I'm kind of within the same 5 or 6 strokes, but it's over par. I've definitely been having a hard time. The course is wide, greens are large, but they're not they're flat enough, but it just gets to be a bit of a challenge. And some of it is just, again, the approaches and, you know, being off the edge and having to chip on, and then you're basically two-putting, you know, which would be perfectly fine if you were on the green in time. I've been basically getting on the green in regulation basically every third hole. I've been averaging about 33% in the rounds that I've played, so it's not been great by any stretch. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do this, because I think this is going to overdrive. I mean, I might still end up on the green, but then I'm too far. But I'm worried this won't be enough, but I think this is going to be the better play. And sometimes that has been the result, is just the excitement. I don't know what else to call it, because I don't think it's anything more than that. So let me get moving so we're not sitting here. That's where I should have been with the second shot. And so this is the problem. Now I'm putting, but I've got this insanely long 26-foot putt, which is going to be difficult. So, nope, gonna miss it.
Oh. Here's a bogey putt.
And we should be okay.
Bit of a sluggish start, starting our round above par, but get back down there eventually. Teeing it up here.
So, not the start I would have liked, but, you know, it is what it is. So this, again, is another one. I am going to pull this back. I keep going back and forth between those settings, and if you quickly saw, like, it puts it on the edge. It's just a bit much, and it seems to be better if I go with the pitching wedge and back it off a little bit. So you'll notice line's pretty straight, you know, even though it didn't list it as perfect there.
Yep, that's going to do.
It's
All right,
pretty
let's get a
much up
birdie and get
there.
outta here. What do you say?
So one of the things I had seen, and that I've been testing through those 10 rounds or so, there was a posting somewhere about frame rate and how often things pull from your system based on that. And kind of the slower frame rate and so forth. And so people had talked about how consoles basically run at 60 frames a second, but I was finding that Pga Tour 2K23, when it set itself up, put me at 100 frames per second. And so I've gone ahead and set it down to 50 hertz, which was the other setting it gave me, instead of 100 hertz, which basically puts me at 50 frames a second. And I found a lot less variation, especially in the timing at the top. Doesn't mean I don't get very fast, very slow. Sometimes, obviously, I did on the approach and so forth. But the frequency of perfects substantially higher. When I did practice swings, I think I got like 8 out of 30 were perfect, where I think I would have to play an entire 72 holes with all the strokes that are in that, 4 rounds. So 200 strokes or whatever it is, 200 and almost 300 to get maybe 3 or 4 perfects. So it seems to be a little bit better. All right, come on. It was a lot of movement back and forth, and it was just hard to tell.
Here, 9 feet away.
Wow, this is further than I'd like. This is the problem I tend to have with these holes.
Well, the putt appears to be on line.
Come on. Oh.
A little bit too firm on that one.
So close.
Setting up here with a 4-foot putt.
So again,
And
another.
Above par currently.
The 3 holes, the first 3 holes tend to be very difficult. I bogey them more often than I do anything else.
Beautiful swing.
But there you go. 2 out of 3 tee shots, straight and perfect. Virtually impossible for me to do that before. So I know there's debate, about, well, is that really what's happening, or are you just drinking Kool-Aid? I don't know. But the results have kind of spoken for themselves. I mean, I certainly still have some of the same things. So some of it certainly is my motion, but it seems to be more forgiving in what it's picking up and so forth. So again, we're up on the slow. Bounce is not going to go the way I wanted.
Don't know what that was. Just a little off on that approach.
But
okay, third
decent swing. Now this is always challenging here, because with these fast greens, things fly. We're going to get lucky? Nope.
Hey, I'm liking that one. Nice chip.
Got nice and close, though, and at least we didn't get... Woo.
Okay, 2 over par.
I almost spoke too soon. God, that thing took off.
All right,
I was going to say, at least we didn't get a 3 bogeys, so we'll take that victory. This is really hard. Again, that's too far. That's not far enough. So I kind of keep playing the odds, and rather than be too far, I'd rather end up in the rough than anything else, so I kind of have been settling on hitting here.
Ooh, that was a little awkward on
cross,
the swing there.
Thank you.
Get out of there.
That is the only water
And
we need to hit over.
Shot here on the 4th.
Definitely some nerves there, so... again, was that why I had the problem? Maybe not. But,
well, looks like you got some work cut out for you in this next one.
Not quite far enough. I think I have to go with this. Alright. And again, timing is perfect for the third time. It just doesn't happen that frequently otherwise. Alright, we've got a shot here, but this is tricky. What do we do?
It could be a good one.
Not enough.
Went right by. Hopefully we can settle things here with a bogey.
Disappointing, disappointing.
Over on your round. Let's let this fly here on the fifth.
So yeah, I've ended up in the mid-teens. I mean, I had some really bad rounds where I was over 20, but those were ones that things got away from me so fast in the first 3 holes that I just kind of finished up just to kind of play the holes and understand what was happening. So, not really counting those. I'd be surprised if I did that poorly.
A little bit off on that swing. Make sure you
so I've had 2 perfects and 2 very fast.
Right,
it's crazy.
Get on out of this dirty old bunker.
All right, let's see. I'm not sure this is going to be far enough, but we're going to try it. Oh, not even close, but it didn't help. It was a very fast, so this is not boding well, because when I have rounds like this, like it usually is, it just doesn't go well. Because I'm going to just hit, I'm going to hit a lot of bogeys. This may even be a double. This one breaks quite a bit, so I'm going to be taking that into account. Of course, I say that, and now it doesn't move at all.
No, that was, yeah, that was tough. Just wound up short. And sitting at 5 over par for the day. And we are on the 6th hole.
Ay. See, and that was not perfect, but look how close that is. And that is just not what was happening. So that is the only change I've made.
Okay, setting up around 250 yards or so.
Now this is tricky. Alright, it kicks over to the water. This is always a dangerous hole. Yeah. And the danger in my head, obviously, has got me spraying stuff around again. So, not liking this at all. Where's normal? There we go. Alright. I gotta be really careful that I don't overdo this. But wow, let's see. So in theory, that should go down 33 yards. Which is going to take me to 81, 70 something. Man, I'm hoping I don't regret this, but I think the other one's going to be far, far too short. Alright, well, hit well. Alright, I think we're good. Except for the stupid fast green.
Kind of missed the mark a little bit.
So, pretty typical. It just, things just fly. No.
Oh, man.
Still no.
Wouldn't that be nice to save par on this one?
I need to save par on this one. And it's downhill, which on a fast green is dangerous. God! Look how far it went, even though it was barely moving. Oh, I thought that was going to lip out. So I'm not doing well. I don't know what else to say.
And you are 6 over par at the moment.
I mean, I'm, you know, 2 putting per se, but it's just not enough.
Oh my goodness,
so,
just
and there we go. Third. So I'm going to stop talking about that because I think, you know, proof is in the pudding.
And
You can see it.
to be about 155 yards
You can
out.
go back and look at my other rounds. I don't come anywhere near that amount of perfects in a an event, let alone a round. So and the only thing I changed was the VSync speed. So like I said, there's a debate of whether that's legit or not, of that really would have that impact. If it psychologically changed my swing, so be it, but that's the result I'm seeing. And again, see, I still sometimes get a curl, but it's not as pronounced. Like, it just seems, because the argument of the people that have put that up is that the game itself is polling less, and pulling less information, and that's what happens. Now, logically, I don't know that I buy it either, but the way you test anything on a piece of hardware or a PC is you make a setting change, and then you use it, and you see if it changes, and if it doesn't work the way in logic it should work, but that's what it's doing, that's what it's doing. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Come on, it's not going to go. God darn it. I didn't have the distance anyway, but I was just... There are a lot of little roll over the hill holes here, and then again, like you're stopped at the top of the hill, the gravity takes it, and it still flies. So there's definitely danger in some of these. Now this one's tricky because it's just such a tiny opening, and it's so hard to get anywhere near it. What is this? Every other hole now?
This is out of the second cut here.
And once again, I'm sure it's the pressure of, hey, I'm playing an official round. I was expecting it a little bit. Am I creating my own self-fulfilling prophecy? Maybe. I don't know what to say. I mean, I literally have played like 15 rounds. At some point, I need to play a round that counts. And things weren't changing, and I wasn't seeing anything, and I kind of expected a little bit of this. Ooh, not bad, but must have had a really crappy lie, but you can't see in there, so...
Maybe on the next shot. This one's your third.
Alright, let's see. So, I've worked on partials with that, because otherwise I have a much worse outcome for other things. So as you just saw, it wasn't a very, so that's a decent shot for me out of there. Oh, come on.
Oh.
Move over.
5 feet to go.
All
right, mark that.
I need to get off this, again, I'm putting well, I'm doing what I need to be doing, but I'm just not getting on the green fast enough, so I'm a stroke behind, and that shows in the scores. Alright, well, now we're going to have 2 of these in a row.
Okay, we're just in the first cut here.
Alright, good news is I can hit the wood.
Yeah, something was amiss on the swing, I think.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It is definitely harder to hit a wood off of the thing. I mean, you have to be a lot more perfect. Let's see. This almost doesn't seem enough, but that's going to be too much, I think. Again, the fast greens, I always have to respect them, because they are vicious. So there you go. If I had gone up a club, you can only imagine where I would have been. So that is a bit of the trick with this. Alright. I don't think it's going to move a lot, but it's going to move some. I'm going to go over a little bit more. It's downhill again. God, it's going to move more than I thought.
Oh.
And again, downhill, I hit it very, very softly. And I'm still 6 feet over, and
hopefully this streak doesn't continue. That's for your second bogey in a row here.
So yeah.
Currently sitting at 8 over.
And this is not uncommon of what I've been seeing. It's just like I'll get there, I'll 2-putt. Now this is something different. Normally I'm aiming over to the side, but sometimes the roll will get you up to the green. Not if you do that. I should be on here.
It was tidy. Setting up here 145 yards away.
All right. All right. I'm going to pull it back a bit and try to get it nice and close. All right. Pretty solid, but a little to the right.
Well, it looks like you're a bit off on that approach.
We are.
Setting up for our third shot.
Just so hard not to go past the hole, especially on the short ones like that. Let's see. So I'm gonna remember that this usually moves a lot. They keep making a liar out of me.
And for bogey. And sitting at 9 over for the day. Let's see what we can do here on the 11th.
All right. So this is typical. One back. It's 17 feet down. Again, with the fast green, any kind of roll, it gets so hard not to go past that hole. All right. Decent. Stay within the mounds. Stay within the mounds.
Nice.
All right, not bad actually.
Yep, that's gonna do just nicely.
That's honestly probably my best shot I've had.
On this one, we've got 16 feet.
It looks like it's gonna come back a little near the hole, so I'm gonna compensate because I think everything else is pretty straight. All right.
Great effort on this.
Finally.
Back after the bogey on the last. Great work. That's a birdie. And you're currently 8 over on the day. Teeing it up now on the 12th.
All right. No wind here, so I can go ahead. 5-6 miles an hour tailwind gets you really close to running off the edge there.
Ooh, that's where's that even going?
I think the nerves, because I can feel it, and I just have not found a way to shake myself free of that. Is the problem. Now you would argue, why can you shake yourself free on the second shot, but you can't on the tee shot? I don't know. It's one of the mysteries of golf.
Here's our third shot.
So I mean, realistically, this is probably where I'd be on my second shot. But once again, if I could be, you know, on the surface and then 2-putting, that would be better. God, I really hit that short. Thinking, all right, I won't roll that far, and it still did. Unbelievable.
So far, so good. Just right by the hole.
Somehow it broke right away.
7 feet to go. All right, in the hole.
So I cannot pull this together.
9 over par for the day. This one's a par 4.
All right. This one's really not reachable. Everything takes you to the right.
Ouch, there's a hook.
Alright, I've clearly just decided this is going to be the round with very fasts.
We are in the
That
deep
is what
stuff
my
here.
body has determined. And it's not going to be talked out of it. So, that's what we've got. We're going to have very fast tee shots, and then we're going to like try to save our soul with semi-decent approach shots.
I'm okay with
but
that.
that is
Good luck here.
ridiculous.
I would love to see us sink this one. It's a big one.
Mm-hmm. And I've done it on this hole. It's a long way, though, so I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Oh.
That was close.
Here we go. Let's drop this and get your par. And you're currently sitting at 9 over par. And here we go on hole number 14.
All right. Very tiny opening. Very difficult. I'm not accurate enough. There's my 4th perfect. So when I do hit it well, they're just being perfect, but it's going to end up in the bunker because
Oh, that's not a
that's
great
how
one.
this thing feeds everything. So I called it. Oh boy, this isn't going to be enough, but a wood out of the... I've not done a wood out of this, but I'm so far gone, it can't be that bad, so we're going to go for it. Yeah, you can hear it when it's off. So,
Okay, we're out of the sand and into the shorter stuff. Good job.
all right. I'm going to go that way. Ah, I really thought I had it.
And from the greenside sand, let's have a nice out here.
Oh, wow, that would have been nice, but no such luck.
Right, here is a look at our par putt.
And this is downhill, so this is just a disaster waiting to happen. I am barely going to touch this thing. I did like half the power I should have, and you can see it still went way by.
7-footer here. This putt's good so far.
And
Good work.
the trend continues. So if par was at bogey level every time, I'd be
Currently
golden.
Sitting at 10 over par.
But it's not, sadly.
This one's a par 3.
Alright, this one's usually 2 back because we're 42 feet down. So that is going to be 14 yards just with that, and then you have some wind. And it tends to, again, always go to the right, so I'm going to go over this way. Alright. 5th perfect. So again, we're on the green. If I was up to the 5 wood, that would have added 25 yards. I would have been way too far. So it's kind of the no man's land where it's like you do what you can. And so this is one of those, like you can see, we got to go up this hill, and then it's kind of downhill to the hole. So it like goes too far. But we'll see how it all rolls out. It's not going to come back. I didn't really think it was going to, but I was hoping it wasn't going to move that far. But that positioning is excellent.
All right,
So unless I just have total bad luck, that should have been a par, which it was.
10 over for your round. Here we
All right,
go.
another par 5.
Let's see what happens. Well, that one wasn't super clean. And here's our second
Can't make
shot on the
excuses.
16th.
I mean, it is what it is. I've just got to figure out what it is, and that's the problem. Is I'm struggling making that determination.
And this is your 3rd shot.
All right. So decent. I think. Where'd it go? I don't understand what's
Where's
happening.
this one going?
Did it hit the...
And this is your 4th shot.
No, it went. It just... Wow, that was a weird view of it. That's all I can say. It was a weird view of it. All right. Ah, the very slow. And I swung super fast.
Your 5th shot.
So, so like I said, I can't pinpoint in my head what the timing of my swing is. If anything, I felt I went fast. So, now this will break a lot. And, oh, really?
Bit long on that one. Lining up a 6-foot putt here.
That's a double bogey.
That was a good putt.
So, second double bogey of the event. Not a good result,
Lengthy
that's for
par
sure.
4.
All right, let's see what we can do.
Nice, pure swing.
All right,
Great
well,
stuff.
not a perfect, but damn good slow, but it's a little too far to the right. All right, cool. At least we didn't get sucked over with a bounce. All right. So, again, too far. Not far enough, but it's uphill, so I'm going to use the distance with the loft.
There's something off on that swing. I just can't.
Not a great swing.
Figure out what.
Shoot.
This is what our 3rd shot's looking like.
All right, definitely going to stick right here.
Yeah, if you sink this, you could save par.
I could.
This putt's tracking.
What? How did it move that far? How did it move that far? And I think...
Just, yeah, a little too much on there.
I think I know that
Looking at it
on this crazy green. I think I vaguely remember that. Now it doesn't move from this side.
All right, let's drop this one in.
So now I'm just giving strokes away.
And let's bring this thing home now on the 18th.
Disappointing. And 6th perfect off the tee.
Smooth sailing off
So,
the tee.
33% of my tee shots have been perfect.
Thought that was gonna be better. Sorry.
So that part of the game has improved.
We're in the rough, but it's not as bad as I had thought.
Again,
it's not
don't know why.
Too bad.
I can speculate why, but it shouldn't. Well, it's a pitch though. I don't want to do that. Not a 9-iron pitch. So, yeah, all right, we'll do that. Sweet. And it won't be far enough, but it did get over the little hill. That's always a big one on this hole.
For birdie.
I think it's gonna... I'm gonna go this way. It's gonna weave. Question is, how far is it gonna weave? It's gonna weave the other way, though. Yeah,
right
I didn't bring it enough, and again, it was downhill slightly, but on this fast green, it just goes and goes and goes. So end it with a par, but plus 14 is not the result we want. I did have a birdie.
And as we wind down here, it'll be 14 over par for you.
So
that's that. I had
these hurt.
A lot of fun out there with you today. Thanks for taking me around the course.
So thanks for following along. If you've enjoyed this and haven't dropped a like, please consider that. Certainly give me some comments. Let me know what you think, what you're seeing and whatever. Yeah, other than figuring out how to control the butterflies, I guess. And again, I don't really feel them. I feel like I'm calm, but clearly my subconscious and my fingers disagree. Because that was by far the most spraying I've done in, almost 20 rounds here. So I really thought I was prepared. I still think I was prepared. I just feel I'm having challenging time executing for some reason with that. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider that. That'll help you find the channel and find things on it more easily. And I will see you next time.